everybody. This is Sultana Maria Moore, founder of We Care for Humanity and the chairman of the Global Order of Dignitaries and Philanthropists. I am here right now in Vienna, Austria. Um, this is my last day actually, and I'm here for the formation of We Care for Humanity and also signing a cooperation agreement with the GAFEIAS organization. And today, I'm very lucky to have these wonderful people beside me. Let's start with Magister Andreas Andiel, the president of GAFEIAS. Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good, good. And of course, another GAFEIAS director for Global Peace Initiative and also newly appointed deputy country director of We Care for Humanity in Austria, Ms. Sladana John. Mrs. John? Okay, so, you know, thank you, by the way, for this opportunity, for giving me an interview.
Most
Because
welcome.
I want to show everyone, especially those followers and supporters of We Care for Humanity and my people in the Philippines, because this is very important for them to know what I'm doing here in Austria and the initiatives of the GAFIAS, since they saw that we signed a contract, a cooperation for peace. So I want them to understand what are the strategies that we are going to do. First, Magister, tell us already the successful peace initiative that you did in Ethiopia.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you briefly to the big success creating peace in the Horn of Africa, especially between Eritrea and Ethiopia. After 4 years struggling with each other, we achieved the Nobel Peace Prize as top of the recognition of international community. So how did this work? In 2015, I proclaimed to my colleagues that we are now creating peace between those countries, and we started after a input from the Minister of Industry in Ethiopia, and he asked for peace and he didn't know how to accomplish it. And I said, well, Excellency, we will design a roadmap, and I submitted it to him. And moreover, I submitted it to top leadership in United Nations here in Vienna and also top leadership of the state of Eritrea. I asked my colleague to consider all these points, and he put in his diplomatic procedures, certainly. And then we started the engine. Means to say, everybody worked on a perfect approach, right? I proclaimed as Prime Minister of Ethiopia the best of the best. He would govern the country according a strong political will, according reform waves covering the whole country, wave by wave, every second week a new wave of reform, right? So people had been enthusiastic supporting this new Prime Minister because he was righteous. He did everything well according to the people. He came back to democracy, he came back to dividing the forces and be successful with the former enemy, Eritrea, to be united again.
Wow. So, and as it turned out, he won the Nobel Peace Prize.
Exactly, so this is the crown of it.
So yeah, so it only means that this strategy that you designed for Ethiopia is very effective. Now, not necessarily the same strategy will go to all the countries, like, but we do have a pattern, but you design per country basis.
Exactly, yes.
And you know you have started already in Yemen. Just tell us the success point of the strategy in Yemen. You told me that recently there was a signing between the north and the south of Yemen.
Yes.
And also the princes, the royals of the Middle East collaborated. So
yes.
When did this happen? When was this signing?
The signing happened on November 5 in the palace of the Saudi kingdom in Riyadh, and we had a big setting. It was as witness one, the Crown Prince of United Arab Emirates, as witness two, MBS. I do not introduce him because everybody knows him, right? The defense minister, by the way, of Saudi Arabia, who started the war, has been witnessed a ceremony signing the first part of a bigger peace treaty complex between South and North in his palace.
Yeah.
And this was the top of the process. We started in 2015, so 2019, November, we are successful also to take to the table the Iranians. And this was the big challenge, to address the enemy as a friend, as a partner in peace, right?
So this is an initiative of GAFEIAS since 2015.
Right, yes.
Right? That the idea, the nucleus of it came from GAFEIAS. And of course, we channeled it to many, many people because this is a collaborative effort. It cannot be done by one person alone or one organization alone. So very successful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now you're working towards Sudan.
Yes, Sudan was a big challenge. We invited Sudanese representatives, the Minister of Oil and Gas, to an event in 2018, June, where I had the honor to introduce the progress, the peacemaking progress already successful in Ethiopia. And His Excellency sat in front of me and I showed him pictures of a bright Prime Minister, of happy people around him and success, reform waves. And I triggered with pictures this enormous enthusiastic feeling. How does it feel to have peace and prosperity and security in a country? And after the event, I just ran into him and his wife, and he held my hand and looked into my eyes and just got the energy, right? And afterwards, I asked my colleague from Eritrea, dear colleague, what are we doing in Sudan now? And he just designed the roadmap for Sudan according to the roadmap of Ethiopia, and we are successful. Everything is history already. We have a new prime minister in Sudan. We have a kind of intermediate government who includes all parts of the society, young people, the actually the establishment, right? The military complex certainly, and women. They are very strong now in Sudan, and this is unique.
That definitely we should involve all sectors of the society. Yes. Women especially need to be present in peace building.
Yes.
And the youth have a say. The children actually is part of peace building. And that's a very good strategy. Now, you also target economic development.
Absolutely.
Social development.
Yes.
And I heard you say about agriculture.
Yes.
For peace.
Yes.
Now, it's very interesting because my region in the Philippines, where all the royals are in Mindanao. As a matter of fact, I would like to drop some names, mention the names of my colleague in the Philippines. They're actually Sultan General Ating Kaupan have a huge land in Mindanao area, and my brother Sultan Mike. I learned this, that some of the former, I would say, militants or soldiers of war before are now transformed into, instead of soldiers of war, there are now soldiers of agriculture. They're now planting, they're making money, that's their livelihood, which is a very, very good program for people who are coming from violence into something peaceful. And now I want them to hear this particular conversation we're going to talk about, that you said there is a program.
Yes.
That your organization, with the help of United Nations and other organizations, that you are helping groups like this now to transform violence into peace through agriculture. Tell us more about it.
Well, it started in 2009. At the time of GAFEIAS had been founded. A gentleman from the agricultural ministry in Yemen submitted to a summit of a big international crop organization an initiative to harvest cactus pear fruits from Opuntia ficus indica. It's a species 6 meter high, covers the landscape, right, all over, for agro business in dryland areas. I submitted it to UNIDO, but we couldn't go into Yemen certainly because of circumstances. So we moved it to northern Ethiopia and succeeded in the end with a pilot project, a factory. The capacity is 20,000 tons of fruit per year for export in GCC countries and for in-country market, right? Fresh fruits, juice, marmalade, and then pharmaceuticals and nutraceuticals, nutrition, right? And also medical products. So the factory is now to be replicated in Eritrea. I got the permission from the Eritrean presidential advisor to go in with cactus fruit processing and marketing initiative all over Eritrea to have work for the former soldiers who had actually their duties on the former border, which is now erased, right? And they need now meaningful agro-business, right?
That's
It's
good.
an international agro-business.
Yes, wonderful. So, how can my colleagues in the Philippines, my group, my own people, be able to join this program? Because I know they have advanced technology, how they can make giant mushrooms and giant eggplants. They have the land, but they don't have the technology. I mean, to start the funds, to start this massive agribusiness for the former soldiers.
I see. So there is a clear way of implementation of such a project to be successful. We submit actually first a proposal to United Nations Industrial Development Organization Agribusiness branch. Then it will be evaluated, it will be approved, and afterwards we design the whole project documents, right, for all over the business in Philippines, what is planned. And then it's going to fund mobilization, we call it.
So here in
Vienna, VIC.
we can submit here.
Submit here
Okay.
through the country representative of the state of Philippines.
Philippines,
And
yes.
he will, actually the representative to UN, he will officially submit himself according our work, our project work, right? And then we mobilize funds, and I would suggest to approach the OPIC Fund of International Development. It's very feasible, and we need co-funding, maybe a little government fund from there, right? And regional funds, and altogether maybe industry invests something, and altogether we have a sample of funds, and then we move on to start the agribusiness. It must be a nationwide project, right? Not a pilot.
Very good. And we will have the GAFEIAS to really support this project, and we'll have you to coach us and consult.
Perfect.
Consult
It's a
us.
pleasure.
Thank
Pleasure
you so
doing
much,
it.
Magister.
Welcome.
Now, another project for peace is this lady who authored this Paint the Pain for Peace, or what we call the P3. A very, very nice name. So tell us about this Paint the Pain, and why are we doing this, and who do we need to participate in this project?
Why are we doing this? Because there is still so much pain on this earth that has never been addressed. Victims have never had the chance to talk about it. And I have come up with that idea that there is a sector where we can address all these things, no matter how hard times we have or victims have. They can address it in the arts, which is paint, be it dancing, be it beauty for peace, be it drum for peace. You know, we have to dare this peace. And in this project, Paint the Pain, we can literally smash the pain on the painting wall, which will not talk back and accept the pain. And as the victims, they can themselves look at this painting and also start the process of healing and show it outside, reach out to the whole world. It's a global project, and there are no borders in no way. So we connect globally.
And this is also a very good fundraising
Yes.
for the people affected, those who are the artists who will actually draw the paint, and we could raise funds for them to, one way of releasing the pain, of course, through arts, and another way of resolve these conflicts is by giving them the chance to work on their crafts and on their creativity. So probably we could use that the funding for these people everywhere in the world, right?
Yes.
Wonderful. So it's a very good collaboration with We Care for Humanity and GAFEIAS. So together, I am sure we could launch these projects, and some of the projects that we need to launch. We have many platforms at We Care for Humanity, like the Global Order of Dignitaries and Philanthropists Awards, where we can launch on a global level. So wonderful. Thank you so much,
Most welcome.
Magister. And see you
Princess.
again when I come back here in Vienna. Tonight is my flight in a few
see.
hours. And
Great.
of course, my dear Deputy Country Director, Miss Sladana. She's very, very wonderful. You helped me a lot. She's been with me traveling, sightseeing. So anyways, you will see pictures on my social media. Ciao.
Goodbye,
And
good afternoon.
We care.
Perfect.
I will care for humanity. Yes. Okay, thank you.